Welcome to my channel. This is Emotional Healing Revolution. My name is Marty. I am a spiritual counselor and a certified emotional health facilitator, as well as a spiritual counselor, spiritual intuitive, advanced theta practitioner, as well as a divine energetics practitioner. I have been doing energy healing work for more than 20 years. And my intention here is to offer my lifetimes of experience, knowledge, and wisdom to elevate the collective or humanity, and to do my part to bring peace on this planet. The disclaimer in attending this session is you agree that you are 18 years or older and are attending by your own free will and choice. You also agree that you may leave at any time during these sessions if you feel like it's something that isn't for you and it won't benefit you. You also agree that you hold nobody accountable, that you are a free agent, and that you may leave this at any time. It is a free session. You do not have to stay here, and you are not being charged anything. Let's see. These sessions are free. I will not reach out to you to ask for any money, compensation for any of these free emotional healing sessions. And the only thing that I require is that you be kind, that you participate, and that you that your heart is open to change. What is required to attend this session is some crayons or coloring pencils and about 20 pieces of paper or a notebook. And so if you want to pause this video right now, you can go ahead and get those supplies. I have done some meditation and checking in with our Creator and asked him what he felt like, or asked the universe what he felt like he wanted us to work on today. And it was pretty heavy stuff. There's a lot going on in the universe right now that is rough. I mean, it explains it. We can feel it. And if you've ever watched the movie Avatar, you know how cool that movie is. It's like you see all these beautiful beings get together and they sit around Mother Tree and they connect and they do this healing session on one of the humans, and they heal him. Well, we are all connected, all of us, energetically, and we all carry the burdens of the darkness that's on our planet right now. And my intention is to teach you and to help elevate the collective by releasing some of this energy. And if you are willing and if you want to be a participant, this is a safe, very effective way to heal the collective on a level, okay? And of course, you know, everybody has to do their own work. Everybody has to participate. Everybody has to do their own personal healing on this planet and look and do their shadow work. But I have done this, and this is something that was taught to me in school. I did go and attend at the Institute of Healing Arts and received my Clinic in Excellence degree. So I am qualified to teach this and to guide sessions in doing these works. This is a safe way to do it. And if it brings up too much energy, then I recommend you stop, take a break, breathe. Emotions are meant to be felt. If this doesn't resonate with you, then turn off the video and go to, go see something else. Or if you respond better with different types of counseling and therapy, then I recommend you do that. But this is a safe way to release energy. And if you are here, then I trust that the universe got you here, brought you into this space to help do healing work for not just yourself, but for humanity and as a whole. And I think it's time. It's time. The world needs us. The world needs everybody to do their work. I have done this session successfully with many, many groups of people, including cancer survivors and people who have been through horrific abuse situations. And it is a very effective way of releasing energy that is traumatic. I also do recommend that if you have too much of that trauma, that you attend therapy with a therapist, a licensed therapist, or somebody that you can have one-on-one sessions with, okay? This is just going to take the top off. Of course, you are responsible for you. You, if you are here, are an adult, and you are responsible for your own emotions. And if you are carrying these emotions, then this is an effective way to help release some of it. But obviously, if you have deep traumatic experiences that need to be released, you need to see a licensed therapist, okay? So if you've got your crayons and your paper together, this is what I want you to do, okay? We're gonna start out with drawing a great big heart on your paper, okay? Because we need to connect our minds with our hearts, okay? So draw a big heart on your paper, and the intention is we're gonna breathe for a minute, get grounded, and release some really hard energy, okay? So the first thing I want you to do is close your eyes, okay? Take a big calm breath. Very good. And we're going to get grounded and do a short little meditation. And so I think this time I'm going to do a beach. I could use the beach. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to visualize yourself on a very private, calm beach. Warm, soft air is going to cross over your skin. Sink your feet deep into the sand and feel the warm sunlight on the top of your head. Okay? Take a big deep breath in. Very good. Now I want you to see a beautiful beam of sunlight come all the way down from the sun and touch the top of your head. And this beautiful beam of sunlight is just going to sit there, warming the top of your head. And you're going to feel this warmth and see this beautiful golden light travel from the top of your head down into your neck, down your shoulders, out your fingertips. Take another big deep breath in and release it. And as you release that energy, I want you to see the golden light travel from your neck down into your chest, into your abdomen, pelvis, and then down both of your legs and out the tips of your toes. Okay, now breathe in again and release. Now see this golden light leave your feet and travel all the way down into the center of the earth. And when you reach the center of the earth, I want you to do a loop. Take this golden light and wrap it around the center of the earth. Okay, and then pull it all the way back up. Through the bottom of your feet, up through your body, out the top of your head, and up into the sun. Okay, now take another big deep breath. And release. Very good. Okay, now you are grounded, okay, and ready to get to work. So in my meditation earlier today, the Spirit was telling me that there is a lot of confusion on our planet. The biggest emotions that most of the collective is feeling right now is confusion. You know, what is going on our planet? What is going on in our world? Everything feels so crazy, okay? So I need you to look inside yourself at this confusion energy. And then I want you to give it a color, okay? Find the color that matches this confusion energy the most. And when I think of this color, I think of several. Okay, and I'm going to do some coloring right along with you guys to help release this energy. Okay. So pick your colors that you feel matches this confusion energy. Okay. And then I want you to color into this heart. Now I want you to see it travel down from your body, down your arm, and onto the paper. And that is how we are going to release this confusion energy, okay? So take a big deep breath and blow out and color out this confusion. Take a big deep breath. And release all this confusion energy. Good job. Excellent. Okay. Very, very good. I feel like there's some more here, and I'm going to use a green. Now these colors, if you want to share in the chat, these colors mean something, okay? And so if you have any questions about the colors that you chose, feel free to ask, and I will try to reach out and let you know. Green has to do with betrayal, okay? So I feel like there's some confusion and people are feeling betrayed, maybe by their government, in their family units. Somehow there's some betrayal. This is what I'm picking up. Brown has to do with out of control, okay? Things are out of control in this world. There's too much violence. There's too many things economically that are out of control, okay? Orange has to do with, oh my gosh, so many things, but it's a codependency thing, and it also has to deal with sexuality in the negative, okay? Red has to do with violence. These are the 4 colors that I chose for confusion, okay? For what's going on in our society right now, okay? As you're coloring that out, make sure that you color until you no longer see those colors in your body, and I will test along the way. And it does test that it is complete, okay? That is confusion. Now get another piece of paper or turn your paper over, okay? And we're gonna draw another heart because we're removing this from our heart space and from our minds, okay? Now that we're connected. And the reason we're removing it from those spaces is because this is where people are holding it. And if our hearts are closed and our minds are closed, then we cannot receive information from our creator or source, and we're blocked, okay? And then we get in a state of panic and confusion, and we don't receive light and inspiration from our creator. That is why we are removing it from those 2 spaces today. The next emotion that's up that we are going to work on is fear, okay? Now I need you to close your eyes. Connect your heart and your mind together. Take a big deep breath. See where the fear is in your body. Feel it. And as we do this and we breathe it out and we color it out, it removes it from our body and our chakras, and we are no longer carrying it. So the next thing that we need to do is give it a color. So what does fear look like in your mind? I'm getting a lot of purple from those out there. And black, purple and black is what I'm seeing for our collective today. So we are going to take our purple and our black, and we are going to color it out. And I want you to see it leave your body, travel down your arm, and onto your paper, okay? Take a big deep breath and blow out all that fear. Now, fear has to do with our spirituality and our connection to Creator. It also has to do with authority figures, okay? And this is in the dark and in the negative. So it makes sense. Black has to do with darkness, okay? Evil, confusion, abuse of power, okay? That is what is going on right now. So as we clear out these colors, I do see there are some people out there who have reds, okay? Red again is violence, anger, rage, resentment, okay? Let's color it out. Again, orange has to do with codependencies. It has to do with sexuality. It has to do with feeling powerless. And then those colors are also associated with your chakras, okay? And that's where you're holding your energy. So if you will pull that out, okay, and take a big deep breath and color it out in the color that resonates with that emotion. So as we're coloring out fear, I'm using purple and black for the most part, but I am going to get into some red for some of the collective here and remove that. Take a big deep breath and blow it all out, okay? You're doing amazing. Now, there are some big emotions with this fear. If you're feeling really intense fear, it is in your best interest to really breathe this out and continue to color until it releases. If you need to cry, crying is a beautiful way to release energy. It's very validating for what we as humanity have been through, okay? So take a big deep breath and keep moving that fear out of your body. Big deep breath. Blow it out. Okay, fear. I'm also picking up on some brown. Okay, so brown has to do with feeling out of control. Again, okay, and using negative coping mechanisms to bring control. So if you are using a lot of negative coping mechanisms to deal with your life and with the state of our planet right now, this is a really good way to release some of the energy there, okay? So when I say negative coping mechanisms, that could be behaviors such as anger, violence, drugs, alcohol, sex, any type of addictive behavior. Those are negative coping mechanisms to deal with our fear, okay? So I want you to take a big deep breath, and instead of acting on those negative coping mechanisms, we can address it by addressing what is the fear. So in your private work, when you're alone, you could journal, okay? What am I most afraid of? Am I afraid of, I'm getting a lot of economic stuff, so homelessness, maybe poverty, not being able to afford the things that bring you comfort or safety. Okay, if that is the case, take a big deep breath and help release that, because when you're in a state of panic and fear, and it's so intense, you almost create energetically the very thing that you're the most afraid of. And it keeps you from being able to process and make healthy decisions for yourself. Okay. Okay, breathe it out and color. Good job, you guys. I'm feeling it leaving. Okay. I don't feel like coloring as much anymore. I do see somebody coloring white. White has to do with, white is very appropriate. Also, clear is a color. Okay, it has to do with hiding, not wanting to be seen. It has to do with covering up things. Okay, so this is appropriate when you are in so much fear, you're trying to hide from something, or maybe you've made a mistake and you are trying to cover that up. The thing is truth always comes out, right? And if you've made a mistake and you don't know how to work through it, then I recommend you call a therapist, a licensed therapist, or somebody who can help you work through the steps to correct that mistake, okay? Because there's always a way through it, right? But hiding is not the way to do it, okay? Hiding it and trying to cover it up never works. The truth always comes out, okay? I know that that's not what somebody wanted to hear, but it's the truth. And our world needs a lot more truth right now. Okay? And if we are going to be in alignment with our Creator and heal the planet, we need to live more authentically and more in our truth and right the mistakes that we've made in this life. And all of us have made mistakes. Some of us have made very serious mistakes, and it's not easy to fix. It's very humbling, but when you are able to correct it and make it right, there is a way through it, and you live a more authentic and healthier life. Okay. Okay, the next emotion that's up is anger. Okay, so we're going to do another heart on another piece of paper. Big deep breath. And we're going to look at the anger in our hearts. Okay. I am going to address this. Anger is appropriate for some things, right? We've all been through and had injustices done to us. It is not okay to enact violently in any way, shape, or form. That will never be a solution to our problems. Okay, it only aggravates it. And the only way to find a solution to your problem is to have a clear mind and a connection to source. So if there is a problem, and there's always a solution to our problems, it's not always the simplest, okay? And sometimes it's quite complex, but there's always a way through it. Violence is not the way, okay? So anger, look inside your heart. What is it that you're feeling the most angry about? And give it a color. Okay, this one's pretty complex. I'm feeling a lot of stuff out there. So the number one color that I'm picking up on for the collective is orange. Okay, and I'm going to start to release it by coloring it and blowing it from my body, have it travel down my arm, and coloring it onto the piece of paper to release it. Okay, take a big deep breath. And as we're releasing this anger, let me share some thoughts that are coming to me from our Creator. There's a lot of energy about our sexuality right now. A lot of confusion regarding who we are sexually. What do we orient towards? Are we male, female? Are we, are we same-sex attracted? Are we much more complex than that? Okay. There's a lot of anger about not being able to express yourself the way that you are feeling. And there's a lot of confusion with that anger. And the only answers that you are going to get with regards to this is through connecting with Creator. Okay? Because He's the one who made you. And so if you release this energy, this anger, okay, this confusion about your sexuality, confusion regarding boundaries in your relationships, codependency issues, blocked creativity issues, parasitical relationships, all of that has to do with orange. And this is the anger that I am picking up on for our collective. Now, if this isn't you and you're angry about other things and you're not ready to release it, then do your best. Give your anger a color. It could be anything. It could be, issues at work. Issues with money is big, okay? And I want you to take a big, deep breath and blow it out. If there's injustices with your job, maybe in a family, also maybe in our society, then I want you to look at all that anger, give it a color. It could be multiple colors, and I want you to blow it out, okay? And then the resolution comes when you're not carrying this toxic energy in your heart space anymore, and you can connect with Creator or who your higher power is and get answers to your problems, okay? Without carrying around this toxic anger, okay? Big deep breath. Blow the rest of it out onto the paper, and we're going to move on to the next emotion that came up. The next one is despair, okay? This one feels very complex, as well as the other ones. I want you to look inside your heart space by closing your eyes And what is it that you are feeling despair over? And if you felt despair, it could be for yourself or other people. It could be for a society, a group of people. There's a lot of horrible things that are happening all over the planet. Whatever this despair is, I want you to look inside your heart space and give it a color, okay? And just know that hanging on to this despair isn't beneficial for you. There's no solution that comes from hanging on to this. What comes from this is it makes you sick, okay? It makes you debilitated when you hang on to some of these things. So it is in your greatest interest to clear these energies out of your body so that you can connect with Creator or Source or whoever your higher power is to find the solution to whatever is causing this despair, okay? So I am getting some pinks here. Pink and blue. Okay, and whatever colors you find, they don't have to be the same as mine. They can be your own colors. I want you to take a big deep breath and start to color those out, okay? Okay, so let me go over some of the colors blue. Blue is blocked self-expression and the misuse of will or unexpressed sadness or resentment. And pink has to do with unexpressed love or blocking the flow of love, okay? If you are using purple, it's issues with God or other authority figures, spiritual separation issues, being judgmental of yourself and others, and being over analytical or self-righteous, okay? I'm also getting black. Black is fear, intense feelings, evil, repressed old emotions, and blocked learning. I'm also picking up somebody's using a lot of gray or silver, and that is having difficulty with things not being black and white, rigid thinking, hardness, and not being able to see your self-worth. I am picking up on somebody else who is using gold. If you are using gold, you are confused about the male and female energy, being unable to see your self-worth, and covering up shame or needing to feed the ego. If you have any other colors, please let me know and I will help you as much as I can. I may have to do a separate post to show you colors and what they mean so that you can work through those yourself. Okay, big deep breath, blow it all out. This one was pretty dark and pretty heavy. Okay, very good. Now we're going to move on to betrayal is the next emotion that tested strong. So I need you to do your heart. Look inside your heart space. Close your eyes. And if you felt betrayal, what would the betrayal be about? I'm feeling a lot of people feeling betrayed by God right now. Okay, if that's the case, that's very understandable. Okay. We don't understand how our Creator, his plans and his timing is different than our own. And I'm getting a lot of anger from people, even hearing that from me. I understand. I've been there. I have been there several times. I have completely been there and understand that. And it is a journey, a very powerful spiritual journey, and one that nobody can do for us. Okay, our relationship with our Creator is our own, and it sometimes will take your entire lifetime or lifetimes to develop and to understand your journey. And the reasons for the experiences that we have each had in our lifetimes, okay? So with this betrayal, as a collective whole, I am getting a lot of blue, white, purple, and black. And I'm going to color those out. So whatever colors you are choosing, take a big deep breath. They are significant, so try to be as authentic and true to yourself with what those colors, because they do mean something. Okay, take a big deep breath and release that by coloring it out. There are many of you who don't even believe in God. I understand that also. You don't believe that there's a higher power. You don't believe that there's anybody watching over you, or that there's any good on this planet. I promise you that there is. But in this dark moment in your life, I want to validate that it does feel like there is no God, no caring higher source in your experience that has been real and true. But as I have lived and gone through my own dark night of the soul many times, as I've worked through it, I've realized the lies that were told to me about who God was, who our Creator is. So many lies have been told about who our Creator is and who we are. And that journey is sacred and one only you can go on, okay? But we are going to clear out this betrayal so that we can open up our heart space to receive truth. Take a big deep breath and blow it out. You guys are doing so good, and I appreciate you bearing with me today. Okay, we've been working for about 30 minutes and we are officially halfway through the list. So I'm proud of you. Good work. If you want to keep going, we do have, there is a clearing that we need to take place, but we're going to work on injustices right now, okay? The next emotion that is coming up for the collective is injustice. I'm going to write it down. Draw my heart. And the greatest injustice that I see that is happening right now is with the children. And so I'm going to be using green. Green has to do with betrayal and sadness, desperate for love and approval, feeling abandoned, grieving and mourning. So I'm going to be coloring out the injustices towards the innocent and the vulnerable today, and I'm going to be using green, a very dark foresty green. That was really heavy. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. Take a big deep breath. Blow all that sadness and all that injustice. Maybe your inner child has been through such an injustice. Color that out. If you endured a horrific childhood, please honor that by coloring it out. Breathe and color it out. Sending you so much love for the hell that we have lived through. So many people have lived through an injustice, a horrible injustice in their childhoods. Big deep breath, blow it out. Okay, very good. The next one, emotion that is up is mistrust. Who do you mistrust? I'm getting black for this. And kind of a magenta color. So black is ego also, okay? For some of you out there, it's also not understanding the lessons of life, repressed old emotions, and blocked learning. So this mistrust is we're not able to learn. We're not connecting. We're not able to connect with our creator, our higher source. Purple and pink, also, they have to deal with your heart space, okay? So if you're doing like a magenta, there's like, a magenta would be issues with your God, spiritual separation issues. So you're spiritually separated from yourself, okay? Being judged, judging others, frustration, violence, all of those energies. That is this mistrust. So take a big deep breath, and whatever colors you're coming up with, they are valid, okay? So don't just color what I'm coloring what comes up for you for mistrust. Who and what do you mistrust, okay? It could be authority figures, it could be the government, it could be organizations, health organizations, it could be political parties, it could be anything, okay? So take a big deep breath and color all this mistrust out. Blow it all out. And it doesn't even have to be anything that big. It could even just be a neighbor, friend, family member. Okay, take a big deep breath and color it all out. Good job. The next one is feeling out of control. So what feels out of control in your life? This feels deeply personal, so this is going to be very personal for each and every one of us. But I'm going to be coloring for the collective, so I'm picking up on 4 different colors: red, yellow, blue, and green, okay? So take a big deep breath, color those colors out. Very good. Big deep breath, blow it all out of your body, out of your heart space, out of your chakras. I'm picking up on a lot of people feeling out of control with their work, okay? Jobs, finances. Feeling like we're in survival mode. Feels like we're in survival mode. Okay, big deep breath, blow it all out. Okay, wow, that was a big release. Good job. Okay, the next one that is coming up is a little bit hard, but we are experiencing it in a giant way right now, and that is conflict. There is so much conflict happening on our planet. Okay, so we're going to do another heart. Close your eyes. Visualize what the conflict is in your space, in your world, and in your mind and heart. What is the conflict? It could be your marriage. It could be work, job. It could be your neighborhood. I'm feeling race issues. Okay, so whatever is conflicting in your world, in your space, give it a color and color it out. I feel like a lot of the people that are going to be participating in this session of Emotional Healing Revolution aren't able to speak their truth. They don't feel safe to speak their truth. There's a lot of conflict, and it almost feels dangerous to speak your reality and your truth. And when you can color out this energy, it opens up your mind and your heart to have more understanding, maybe some compassion for other people, to bring peace into your space. Okay, big deep breath, blow it all out. Remember, there is no excuse for violence. No excuse for violence. Big deep breath. Cleanse that energy out of your body. Final breath. Okay, the very last emotion that tested strong in my meditation, meditation earlier, is feeling overwhelmed. Okay, so if you felt overwhelmed, okay. I'm going to use pink and red to open up the heart space, because pink has to do with blocking the flow of love. Red has to do with your sexuality, anger, rage, hate, frustration, and violence. Okay. There's a lot of people who are lonely, who aren't being loved, who are being mistreated and abused. And so they've blocked off the flow of love in their heart space. Okay, so let's take a big deep breath and blow that all out, so that you have the space and the capacity to find a solution and resolution in this space, okay? We don't take agency from other people. We find resolution within our own heart space. We find acceptance and love. And the very first person that we should be showing love to and acceptance to is ourselves. Okay? Okay, very good. So now that we've colored out the emotions, and this is going to be the end of our coloring it out, we have to do a clearing, okay? So, and the way that we do a clearing is I need you to close your eyes, okay? And hear the words that I say, and do a visualization technique where you release this energy, okay? So, in order to do a clearing, I am going to I'm going to do a script, okay? I clear the negative energies, family patterns, traditions, behaviors, and beliefs. Behaviors and beliefs of confusion, fear, anger, despair, betrayal, injustice, mistrust, feeling out of control, conflict, and feeling overwhelmed. I clear these energies, family patterns, traditions, behaviors, and beliefs from our core level, DNA level, soul level, and history level. I cast these to our sun to be repolarized into positive energy. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Show me. Watch it leave your body, traveling all the way up into the sun to be repolarized into positive energy. Blow all this energy out. Very good. I replace these energies on our core level, DNA level, soul level, and history level with clarity, connection, love, peace, understanding, and acceptance. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Show me. Watch it travel from the sun. Visualize it in your mind's eye, traveling from the sun all the way down to the top of your head, bringing clarity, connection, love, peace, understanding, and acceptance into your being. Breathe it in. And then we thank our Creator of all that is for this healing that we've received today. And we are complete. Okay, so our session is now complete. We have just successfully released and removed some really heavy energies that are being held by the collective at this time, that were being held by the collective at this time, and it has now been released. Hopefully this session brought you peace and comfort and gave you a tool to help you deal with your emotions in a safe and effective way. If you are dealing with heavier emotions or deeper traumatic experiences, please seek out a licensed therapist. Otherwise, this is a really helpful tool to help you to deal with day-to-day emotions and bring peace. And when you take care of your emotions, and all of our other neighbors and friends take care of their emotions, we can live in a more peaceful world, bringing love and compassion back into humanity. And that is my goal and my intention in providing these free services. If it helped you in any way, please leave a positive, healthy comment. If it did not, then I pray for you. I pray for that you find what works for you, okay? Because this won't be for everybody. I already know that. I've been doing this long enough to know that it doesn't work for everybody. You have to have an open heart and an open mind, and you have to be in a position to receive. So anyway, with that being said, I am sending all of my love, and I pray that humanity as a whole can heal and that we can bring peace back to our planet. See you next time.